Friends, I'm live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here, and we have some cold air definitely on the way, but prior to that, we have much warmer air on the way as well. So we'll get into that, and my little tease there is yesterday I talked about the cold air hitting by the time you wake up on Saturday morning. Now it looks like it probably is coming through sometime on Friday. I'm calling it about 18 hours faster this morning. I thought what we should do first off is we should start with what is normal. And so these are the average high temperatures for today. 49, 50 degrees, call it, in the southern part of the state. Hey, good morning, Sherry Harris from Langsburg, and good morning, Jenny Steele. And good morning, Shelley Boudon from Fenton. Howdy, Bob Clark. So that's normal, okay? And normal low temperature now is right around the freezing mark. Well, you'll see how that's going to change dramatically. All right, so we're looking at the satellite picture. A couple of things to pick out. Large storm out west. They're getting heavy snow in California, and they can certainly use that. David, 2 more days of golf then. Today, Wednesday, Thursday, depending on where you're at, Friday too, in the far southeast. So the storm out west, and then you see what's called subtropical storm, Nicole, right now, but it's going to be a tropical storm and then possibly a low-end hurricane. Hey, good morning, Dr. Frankie. Bagel says hi, by the way. So let's look at the change coming, okay? We're going to look at the European model and pick out what you're supposed to be looking at here. Let me get it to a good sector here. Okay, so you can probably pick out Michigan there. My eyes always go to Florida, Texas, Louisiana, and then work their way northward. Seems like a good way to see it. All right, so here we go. Now remember, the blue lines, cold temperatures. The red lines, warmer than normal temperatures. So we go through today, and today's a great day. We will have some cloudiness, but it's a nice day. And then tomorrow we get into the warm sector. And on Thursday, we stay in the warm sector. And then Tropical Storm Nicole will actually have an impact on our weather in that once it moves up the East Coast, it will pull the cold air down behind it. So here's Friday now, and the cold air is starting to come through Friday evening and Friday late evening. So instead of a Saturday morning arrival, it's a Friday midday, and we're already to snow showers, lake effect snow, accumulating possibly by the time we get to Saturday morning. Yeah, did anybody see that lunar eclipse? I was up, but I just didn't have the energy to go out and take a look at it. So Sunday, we're into the cold, and next Monday and Tuesday, we're deep into the cold. And next Thursday, 17th, and Friday, the 18th, we're still deep in the cold. So this isn't a 1 or 2 day chill. This is maybe a start of winter chill. Yeah. Little different of a perspective here, just the precip. This is Friday morning, 8 a.m., and that's the cold front. Friday afternoon, and then Friday evening, and then you can see already by Saturday morning, everything has changed over to snow showers that continue in those classic lake effect areas. So yes, there will be some accumulation. Now, don't take this map as exact, but the areas and probably the amounts give us a good range. We're probably looking at, 1 to 6 inches of snow in the snow belts, depending on where you're at, as we get into the weekend and early next week. And the lakes are warm. I'll be writing about that. So this could be underdone depending on how the wind flow comes together. Remember, it's not as simple as warm water, cold air above it. We also have to have the right flow direction in any one spot. We have to have it stay in that direction for enough time for the snow to build up. And we have to have what's called cyclonic curvature. That's when the isobars are curved around the low pressure center. They help stimulate the lake effect as opposed to when they go anticyclonic and then they squash the lake effect. So there's a lot that needs to come together, but when you're talking about warm water and cold temperatures, that's the main thing. Our drought's going to continue after this storm because in the south, we're only talking about 1/10 of an inch of precipitation if we're lucky. South half of the state. UP gets pounded again with wetness. Today we're about 50. Tomorrow we're in the low 60s. Thursday we're about 70. A lot of places. Friday was nearing 70 yesterday. Now mid-50s and falling. 40s on the west side of the state. Grand Rapids, 48, and that's a morning temperature and falling through the day. Then Saturday, highs in the 30s. Sunday, highs just barely a few degrees above freezing. Monday, mid-30s. Tuesday, mid-30s. Wednesday, mid-30s. Friday, Thursday, mid-30s. And the low temperatures will be mild on Thursday. Friday still mild, but then by Saturday, cooling off. And look at the low temperatures show you that we're going into frozen conditions. 24 on Sunday, low 20s everywhere Monday, 20s on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. So we are going to get into, definitely, some much colder temperatures. And by this time next week, we might be looking at some frost in the ground during the morning hours, at least. All right, so there you have it. There's your weather update. The cold air speeding up by about 18 hours, arriving on Friday now. So you lose one day of get stuff done outside. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. Take care.